In Chinatown, a private detective notices he's being followed. Walter walks faster and drops a package into a mailbox. As he reaches the street, a van suddenly hits him. Walter is left bleeding while the van drives away. In Hawaii, Navy Commander James trains his team in a pool. Nobody can hold their breath as long as he can. A soldier interrupts with news of an important police call. Moments later, James stands in the morgue viewing his father's body. He's told Walter was killed in a hit-and-run accident. James shows no emotion at the news of his father's death. At home, James prepares dinner for his family. His wife Ela asks about his day at work. James casually mentions that Walter died, using his first name. Ela suggests they should inform his brother about the death. James says they haven't spoken in years, and won't now. In Oklahoma, Johnny finds his girlfriend Valentina packing her bags. She's leaving because he forgot her birthday again. Johnny always fools around and never takes anything seriously. Valentina has finally had enough of his behavior. Johnny apologizes and promises he'll do better this time. Valentina kisses him, but then slaps him hard. She leaves anyway, and Johnny is left alone. A depressed Johnny spends hours drinking to forget. He receives a call from Ela about Walter's death. The funeral is tomorrow, but Johnny isn't interested. He goes to the bathroom while talking on the phone. Two men suddenly appear behind him with a knife. Johnny turns around and accidentally pees on their shoes. The men demand the package that Walter sent. Johnny has no idea what they're talking about. He explains he hasn't seen Walter since childhood. The men show their Yakuza tattoos and threaten him. Johnny pretends to beg for his life to trick them. He suddenly attacks and throws them around his bathroom. The fight destroys several things, including the door. A third man enters and opens fire at Johnny. Johnny takes cover behind furniture to avoid the bullets. One attacker wakes up, so Johnny throws him at the door. He traps the shooter and punches him through the wood. Johnny uses furniture as weapons during the fight. He even takes a quick break to have a drink. The fight continues and Johnny knocks out two men. The last attacker destroys his mother's shrine. An angry Johnny grabs a grater for revenge. He brutally slides the grater on the guy's arm. Johnny smashes the man's head on the table. He punches from behind, knocking out the attacker's teeth. On the table, he finds Valentina's note saying, "Thanks for nothing." The mobsters come back for one more round. Johnny is almost choked to death by one of them. He throws the guy onto glass shards, killing him. Johnny picks up a picture of himself with his mother. Hidden behind it is a photo of Walter. Johnny insults his dead father in anger. The next day, James notices gangs at the funeral. Both the Yakuza and Syndicate members have come. James is surprised when Johnny actually shows up. The brothers immediately start arguing and insulting each other. The priest has to scold them for their behavior. After the speech, Walter's ashes are sent away on a boat. Later, Johnny discovers James is living in their childhood home. Walter had cheated on James's mother with Johnny's mom. James's mother welcomed Johnny, but James resented him. The affair had completely destroyed James's family. During lunch, they're joined by Governor Peter. Johnny's half-sister Nani works for the governor. Johnny reveals he came to find Walter's killer. James insists it was just a hit-and-run accident. Johnny tells everyone about last night's Yakuza attack. An argument breaks out between the two brothers. James accuses Johnny of always bringing trouble everywhere. Johnny mentions James didn't help when his mother was killed. James freezes for a second at the accusation. He asks Johnny to talk with him in private. At the beach, the brothers argue again. James refuses to believe Walter's death wasn't accidental. Johnny gives his brother the finger and walks away. At a bar, Johnny bumps into his old friend Akai. Akai belongs to the dangerous Syndicate gang. His boss, Mr. K, wants to see Johnny immediately. Johnny isn't interested in meeting with the boss. Suddenly, he starts feeling sick and dizzy. Johnny realizes Akai put a sedative in his drink. Johnny wakes up in a room with Mr. K. K points out Johnny hurt many of his men before. Johnny says he did it because they killed his mother. Mr. K demands that Johnny leave Hawaii immediately. Johnny refuses to leave. He throws Johnny onto a table violently. K carves his initial into Johnny's neck. He gives Johnny 7 days to leave or die. Meanwhile, James visits Detective Renard for Walter's case report. Renard says he's free to look at the file. Unfortunately, there's no useful information in the report. The accident happened where people won't talk to police. The only security camera in the area was broken. Nobody is actively investigating the case anymore. James collects Walter's belongings from the police station. There's a knife and a wallet with a strange ticket. The ticket has a peculiar list of random words. At the same time, Johnny breaks into Walter's home. He finds a gun in the desk and keeps it. Suddenly, someone else enters the apartment. Johnny hides in another room to avoid detection. A man named Pika searches papers on the desk. Johnny tries to surprise him, but Pika throws a plate. Pika runs away and jumps onto several roofs. He leaps onto cars to reach the ground faster. When Pika reaches the street, Johnny is waiting. Johnny punches him hard in the face. Johnny takes Pika to a bar for answers. Pika says he worked for Walter like a son. Walter had tons of enemies who wanted him dead. His last job was with a catering company. Pika pretended to be a waiter for them. He never understood why Walter gave him that job. Johnny announces Pika will work for him now. He painfully squeezes Pika's broken nose into place. Back to James, he arrives at the crime scene. He carefully studies the tire marks on the street. James notices a security camera in an adult shop. He goes inside and offers money for the footage. When the owner refuses, he violently rips off the clerk's facial piercings. Johnny and Pika return to Walter's apartment. They find a surfing board leaning against the wall. Pika mentions that Walter didn't actually surf. Johnny notices that one of the fins looks wrong. When he pulls it, blueprints fall from inside. The blueprints have Governor Peter's government seal on them. Johnny calls Nani and tells her about the discovery. She promises to check the government database later. When Pika tries to leave, the door hits him. James bursts into the apartment with his gun drawn. Johnny immediately pulls out his weapon too. They realize they're both investigating the same case. The brothers put their guns away cautiously. James reveals a flash drive with security footage. The van that hit Walter has no license plate. The driver never swerves to avoid hitting Walter. Johnny thinks this looks completely deliberate. James says he still needs more proof. Johnny sends Pika to research the catering company. The brothers leave together in the car. The brothers argue while driving through the city. They don't see a vehicle around the corner. Their car crashes into the other vehicle hard. The big car pushes theirs down the street. Other vehicles crash all around them in chaos. Men in the car open fire at the brothers. Johnny speeds up but hits restaurant tables accidentally. The vehicles are stuck together and can't separate. Johnny tries shooting, but the windows are bulletproof. James manages to kill the shooter with a headshot. He tries to kill the other men too. Unfortunately, James runs out of bullets completely. Johnny shoots the door and jumps from the car. He runs down the street while firing back. Everyone around them panics and screams. James finds some ammunition in the car. He climbs out through the window carefully. James jumps onto the enemy's moving vehicle. His bullets still can't break through the glass. Johnny shoots the enemy's engine directly. The car explodes and crashes violently. James lands hard on the pavement. At the police station, Renard yells at both brothers. He's angry about the chaos they caused downtown. Renard reveals Johnny was suspended 2 months ago. He's being investigated for using excessive force. James gives Renard the flash drive as evidence. He asks Renard to properly investigate the case. Renard ignores the evidence and tells them to behave. In the evening, Nani shows the brothers her research. The blueprints were for property on the east side. They were commissioned by a man named Marcus. Marcus owns resort properties all over the world. James notices a seal that says, "Sacred Casino Princess." This is strange because gambling is illegal here. The group agrees to talk to Marcus tomorrow. The next morning, James asks about Johnny's suspension. Johnny explains he shot a dealer selling drugs to kids. James appears to accept this explanation. The brothers drive to where the casino was planned. It's not a construction site at all. It's a Hawaiian village that's centuries old. The land has belonged to the community forever. Johnny gets a call from Pika with news. Police retrieved a blue van from the water. The brothers rush to the crime scene immediately. Cops have also found a government accountant's body. The van has no license plates attached. Renard has a list of all registered blue vans. The brothers look at the list carefully. They try to keep it, but Renard takes it back. He reminds them to stay away from this mess. Once Renard leaves, Johnny acts quickly. He asks Pika to research Hayashi Imports. It was the only Japanese name on the list. A few hours later, Pika works as a waiter. He gets extra uniform shirts for the brothers. This will help them sneak into the event. Pika has researched Hayashi Imports thoroughly. He confirms it belongs to the Yakuza organization. The team splits up to avoid looking suspicious. James ends up serving a man named Nakamura. Nakamura casually puts cocaine on his plate. James steals Nakamura's credit card from the plate. He notices it says Hayashi Imports on it. James pretends he found the card on the floor. He asks if Hayashi Imports lost a blue van. A suspicious Nakamura indirectly threatens James. He walks away without answering the question. Meanwhile, Johnny introduces himself to a woman named Monica. She recognizes his surname and asks about Walter. Johnny tells her about the hit-and-run incident. Monica reveals she's Marcus's wife seeking divorce. She hired Walter to get leverage against Marcus. Without that leverage, she won't be safe. She doesn't want to say too much in public. Monica asks Johnny to visit her penthouse tomorrow. Armed guards suddenly surround both brothers. They drag the brothers to see Marcus. Marcus claims he hired Walter and paid him well. He seems genuinely surprised that Walter is dead. However, Johnny thinks Marcus killed Walter himself. An angry Marcus strongly denies the accusation. He says he hired Walter to investigate Monica. Johnny starts playing with a grenade on the desk. James notices a napkin with 2 fingers inside. Marcus quickly moves them out of sight. He kicks the brothers off his property immediately. After they leave, Marcus looks at Monica's picture. He wonders what she's done to betray him. The next day, Johnny goes to the penthouse. He finds ambulances, police, and a large crowd. A closer look reveals Monica's dead body. She's lying on top of a crashed car. The official story says she fell from her balcony. A furious Johnny returns to Marcus's mansion. He starts fighting every guard in his way. Johnny tries to force his way inside the building. He manages to bring down quite a few men. Eventually, the guards tase him to stop him. Marcus checks on the unconscious Johnny. Johnny accuses him of killing Monica. Once again, Marcus denies any involvement. He tells his men to call the police now. A guard kicks Johnny hard to knock him out. Later in prison, Johnny is visited by Peter. Peter has convinced Marcus to drop all charges. He asks Johnny to let police handle everything. Peter points out Walter always had darkness in him. He sees that same darkness in both brothers. Peter wants them to support each other better. When Johnny is released, James is waiting outside. James scolds him for causing so much trouble. He says hitting people won't bring his mother back. This comment makes Johnny completely snap. He headbutts James hard and starts beating him. James defends himself and fights back. They fight all over the police cars violently. Several windows get broken in the fight. The fight moves into the mud nearby. James gains the upper hand in the fight. He wins by hitting Johnny's face repeatedly. Johnny asks what kind of man abandons his brother. He's referring to when James sent him away. James says he did it to protect Johnny. The syndicate was going to kill Johnny back then. Johnny explains he's haunted by his mother's dead body. James was all Johnny had left in the world. Finally, James realizes the gravity of his actions. He sincerely apologizes to his younger brother. Later at home, Johnny gets a call from Valentina. She went back to his house for the mail. Valentina found Walter's infamous package there. Inside the package is a flash drive. Johnny asks her to bring it to Hawaii immediately. At the airport, Johnny tries to hug Valentina. She just throws her suitcase at him instead. Everyone gets in the car to leave. Pika tries to access the flash drive data. He encounters a banking firewall blocking access. Valentina realizes it's a cold wallet device. She explains it's digitally encrypted for security. The flash drive is the key to someone's account. The password needs 12 randomly generated words. James gives Pika the ticket from Walter's wallet. Suddenly, a helicopter opens fire at their car. Johnny tries to shoot back at the helicopter. James has trouble controlling the car. He has to dodge bullets and crashed vehicles. Valentina convinces him to let her drive instead. She shows amazing driving skill immediately. Valentina speeds up and dodges every crashed car. Eventually, the helicopter flies away temporarily. 2 men appear on a motorcycle. They open fire at the speeding car. Valentina makes a sudden turn to avoid them. She ends up driving backwards at high speed. Valentina stops the car on purpose suddenly. The bike crashes hard into their car. The attackers land on top of the car roof. Valentina takes off again at full speed. He makes it to the back window successfully. The attacker gets inside the car violently. He tries to take Pika's computer away. James starts fighting him in the back seat. Johnny gets the second man on the hood. After landing a few hits, he dodges a truck. Johnny has to go back inside the car. Valentina shakes the car to destabilize the attacker. He's left hanging on the car door. The attacker hits Valentina with his gun. Johnny grabs his arm to divert the bullets. Valentina drives too close to the fence. They crush the enemy against the fence. They rip off his entire arm completely. The body drops onto the road behind them. James opens the door to attack the other fighter. He pushes the man's head onto the pavement. A blood trail is left on the road. James throws the body out of the car. This causes several civilian cars to crash. Valentina kisses Johnny while still driving. The helicopter reappears and opens fire again. The brothers both fire back at the helicopter. James manages to hit the shooter in the head. The bullets accidentally hit the pilot instead. The chopper soon crashes onto the road. Valentina drives as fast as possible now. She enters a tunnel just in time. They barely avoid the massive explosion. Afterward, the group takes a break to recover. Pika finally accesses the information on the drive. $12 million per year went to Peter. The group realizes Marcus has been bribing Peter. Peter would legalize gambling for Marcus's casino. The Yakuza were hired for protection services. Walter accidentally stumbled into this conspiracy. The government accountant gave Walter all the information. Peter figured it out and had to kill everyone. He needed to protect his secret at all costs. Meanwhile, Nani shows Peter the blueprints she found. She says Marcus may not be a good guy. Peter pretends he didn't know anything about it. He takes the blueprints and promises to review them. When the group gets home, James searches frantically. He can't find his family anywhere. James tries calling them, but finds Hila's phone. Her phone is lying on the floor. He desperately searches through the entire house. James is relieved to find his kids hiding. They're hiding in the bathroom, terrified. The kids tell him Isla was kidnapped. James hugs them and says it's not their fault. At that moment, Marcus sends them a video. Hila and Nani are tied up in his basement. Marcus wants the flash drive in exchange for them. He'll trade the women's lives for the drive. A furious James opens his weapons cabinet. The brothers grab as many guns as possible. In the evening, the duo shoots 2 guards outside. They quietly cross the mansion yard. More guards are patrolling around the property. The brothers kill them all quietly. Suddenly, Marcus's car loses a window. Guards take a closer look at the damage. They find a note asking them to smile. Johnny shoots them one by one from hiding. James provides backup as a sniper. He tries to kill a guy on the first floor. However, the glass is bulletproof. The resulting noise makes the guard open the window. James shoots fast to kill him immediately. Suddenly, the power goes out in the house. Marcus sends a basement guard to investigate. The man discovers all the cables are cut. He reports this to Marcus on the radio. When he turns around, he sees bodies. All his co-workers are dead in the pool. Johnny stabs him in the neck from behind. He takes the radio to taunt Marcus. Johnny tells Marcus they'll see him soon. Marcus sends out Nakamura and his men. James finds them in the narrow corridor. A vicious fight begins in the tight space. Despite the space, James kills them all. He finishes them in just a few minutes. One mobster tries to run away. James tackles him to the ground violently. He begins hitting the man's head with a hammer. Johnny has to come calm James down. The brothers finally reach the basement. They untie Hila and Nani from the chairs. The group starts running toward the exit. Johnny decides to go back for Marcus. Hila says she'll be fine without them. She convinces James to stay and help. Once the women are gone, James returns. James returns to the basement area. He finds Nakamura waiting for him there. An intense gunfight breaks out between them. Nakamura consumes cocaine between his shots. When he runs out of ammo, he grabs a sword. James defends himself with hand-to-hand combat. He manages to grab a mace weapon. James slides the mace across Nakamura's face. This causes extra damage to his opponent. James pulls Nakamura's arm to break it. This allows him to take the sword away. James stabs Nakamura with his own sword. He pushes the blade into Nakamura's face. Meanwhile, Johnny finds Marcus at his boat. Marcus is trying to escape by water. Johnny quickly tackles him to the ground. He manages to disarm Marcus successfully. They throw every object they can reach. Marcus finds a hook and stabs Johnny's shoulder. He drags Johnny's body through the ground. Then Marcus takes back his gun. He starts monologuing about his victory. This gives Johnny time to activate something. Johnny secretly activates the grenade he stole. A furious Marcus shoots Johnny anyway. Johnny falls into the water below. The grenade explodes right after. James reaches the pier at that moment. He quickly jumps into the water. Together, they return to the surface. They watch the fire that killed Marcus. In the morning, Renard arrests Peter publicly. The corrupt governor is taken away. Later, the family relaxes on the beach. They put up pictures of their lost loved ones. Johnny apologizes to his mother's memory. He promises to do better with Valentina. At that moment, Mr. K shows up. He reveals he doesn't want Johnny to leave. K had been acting to force Johnny to fight. Now K's gang is the only one left. As thanks, K gives Johnny a paper. It has the name of his mother's killer. Johnny shows the paper to James. James says he'll support him no matter what. He points out Walter sent the flash drive intentionally. It was Walter's way to bring Johnny home. Johnny decides to burn the paper. He's finally leaving his anger behind. Johnny joins his family to start a new life. And the movie ends here. Kindly subscribe to this channel to keep us motivated. See you on the next video.